Shalom, shalom, family. Top of the top. Praise to the Most High for another Shabbat, another day, another gathering with the Mishpat. We can bring forth, lesson in building and preparing your heart and mind for the kingdom of the Most High Yah. I'll be in and out. I ain't gonna be long with it with y'all. So keep it simple, keep it short. Blood chapters are reading kind of long, but it's gonna be it's just simplicity, man. It's just simplicity of the gospel. Just keeping your heart and your mind with all diligence unto the Most High. All right, before I continue, we're gonna get in prayer on the Most High and just let the Most High do His thing through me and my wife. I love y'all. Father Yah, we just come before you. So I'm just gonna have to thank for all these great small. Pray to increase, so that you may increase in the name of Shabbat. May your work come forth with the double-edged sword. Pray we seed be planted on firm ground, and brought forth much fruit. Just pray to be out the way, I'm a servant, and as well as my wife, pray she get out the way, so I'm a servant. Just pray we just be led by you, by God's Spirit, my God, and we do as you see fitting, Father, for your purpose and for your people. These are your people, not my people by blood, but these are your people. Be the Father of us all. Father God, so we be led by you in all things, Father. Shame on Shabbat, that's what we pray. Allah Yah, Mama. All right. That's the simplicity of the gospel. Context. Anyway, simplicity of the gospel. We're going to read Matthew chapter 25. We'll start the first verse. It's basically talking about, right there, like I said, sums it all up actually, about, being prepared. Chapter 25, starting the first verse. And I have my right to see on reading, right? Chapter 25, everybody's there. Say Shema, say Khan, say So basically, you know what I mean, they was slouching, not doing their diligence on their end, half-timing, pump faking, you know what I'm saying, and not being diligent with, keeping themselves, keeping their minds, keeping their hearts, so they be prepared for the marriage, you know what I mean. They just kind of just was lackluster and all that, and they pay for it, because why? They wasn't able to receive and into the marriage, because they wasn't doing diligent on the end to prepare themselves. They was like a last minute thing. It's like almost like most how shot come back. Talking about give me a few more minutes. I gotta get a couple bags. He was like, no, you ain't ready now. It's a wrap. It's it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no crawling back to your crib, getting a couple of Nikes. It's, you know what I'm saying? Some fridges, some zoot suits. It ain't happening. It's either you either gonna be ready or you ain't gonna be ready. You know what I'm saying? But in the day, he's gonna gather us all. But the thing is, like I told cousins a little bit ago, we get in that wilderness, man. Ain't gonna be no joke, man. Ain't no playing around, because he knows the tension of the heart anyway. You know what I mean? So prepare now. Examine yourself, check your heart, make sure your heart, check your temperature, make sure your temperature's towards the Most High and His things. If it's not, man, Need to get rid of that ASAP Rocky. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no turning around. I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get it to it next week. I might get to it next year. You better get to it now, because you don't know the day or the hour of his return. Hallelujah. We're going to proceed on. Anything you want to add before we continue on, babe? All right, we're going to read now. Basically reading the whole chapter of Matthew 25. We're going to read 14 to 30. All right. Sure. It's not about numbers and all that, man. It's about, because a lot of the people that you may reach, you may not even know they being reached. You know what I'm saying? It's not about numbers and all that, man. That's not our job to be focused on. Your job is focused on just doing his will and doing, and bringing forth that word. All those things, the numbers and all that, that's all vain, man. You know what I'm saying? Most High dealt with David for counting the people. You know what I'm saying? I forget what chapter that is. He dealt with them. He punished them for that. It's not supposed to be about that, man. You're supposed to, you're just supposed to do whatever he assigns you to do. Just do it. You know what I mean? And all that other stuff will fall in place. That's supposed to fall in place. All that stuff. How many numbers am we get this month? That's irrelevant, man. You just do His will, and you know what I'm saying. Who's going to supposed to be there is going to be there. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Simple and plain. Simple and plain, man. Like I said, about keeping that heart with all diligence, people. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna say.
Satisfied with the mission and the purpose that y'all gave to us personally. Wow, I need to be doing that over there. She can't do it better than me, or I can do better than that. We're not satisfied with what He gave us. We need to be content with whatever state that we're in. Be content with whatever purpose He has purposed for you. Be content with the job that y'all gave to you personally. But we can't do that because we're like crabs in a bucket. You're not going to have more than me. You're not going to say more than me. I'm going to always get the last laugh. I'm going to always get the last word. But we're not satisfied. And that's the problem with y'all. That's what I constantly pray for. That Yasharel would get on one accord and we will understand and know that y'all called us personally to do a job. Not the fact that, people are saying and doing whatever, but we need to get into that mindset that y'all called me to do this. Yeah. It's my job. It's my purpose to do what I'm doing. Come. If other people can do what He called me to do, there are many prophets in this world. Right. Many prophets, millions of them that y'all has called. And then there are some that call themselves.
Right.
So that's what I mean by stay in your lane. If He just called you to, open the doors of the
we had a 10-car pilot. Now we got a 30-car pilot.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So we're not satisfied. And that's that. Like I said, that is my constant prayer for Yasharel, that we be satisfied with what y'all called us to do. Satisfied with your purpose on this earth. To do what you did. That's why stuff be happening out of the blue. Like, as they say, that the enemy be, I ain't gonna say that word, but he be slapping you.
Yeah, I'm gonna share some, I'm gonna share something about that later on. Not right now. Yeah, because the warfare is getting real, man. I encountered something yesterday. I told Cuz about it. came out of nowhere. I'm minding my business, picking up garbage, man, and I'll tell you a little about it now. And I was coming around this bend, this road called Carford Road. It's in Carford Road. It's in Pleasant Garden. I picked that town on Friday doing garbage. So I'm up there working my way down, picking up cans. And this white lady and I guess a dude was driving this pickup. And they going around. People always going around up there. Truck goes a little bit over the line, a little bit. It's a wild truck. It's a garbage truck crying out loud. It's like a 40-ton missile. So they going around. I'm thinking they're gonna stick to the right. You know what I mean? I ain't cows just moving around, just picking up the garbage. And this idiot turns towards it, going that way. What you doing, dummy? Go to the right. You know what I'm saying? So they stop, right? I'm like, yo, what you stopping for? I'm like, did I hit you or something? So boom, I get out the truck and she's carrying on saying all type of perverse stuff and I'm like, yo, what happened? Calm down. I hit you or something? She's just going off. I'm like, damn. I said, all right, man, ain't no reason with you. I'm out here, man. So I dipped off the truck, peeled out. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what? I was bugging out. Like, I was mad for a second. She told me what went off on her. But, I'm like, nah, for what? You know what I mean? I'm maturing now. I know, okay, she's just dealing with some demonic activity. She don't know no better. She ignorant, you know what I mean? And she's just a device for the enemy to use, you know what I'm saying? So I was shocked. I was mad for a second. I was hot. Like, yo, son, I know this lady can cuss at me. But then I calmed down. I said, nah, man, what you get mad for? Man, she a fool. So, I calmed down. I called Big Cuz. I called my little cuz. I called Bernard, too. I called a couple of my homies on a two-way. I said, yo, man, these cats out here turning up, man, for nothing. But, it's getting real, man. These people know, so many words. They know your time is running out. You know what I mean? And they don't know per se, but the enemy knows. So they using anybody can be used, but them particular people is to another level with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where they just come out of left field with stuff and just be saying things, doing things for no rhyme or reason. I mind my business, picking up garbage in my zone, thinking about today, thinking about the video I seen with cousin and shit. Yeah. That was inspiring, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All this nonsense come out of nowhere. Like, where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? It's one of them numbers,
What was the guy doing?
Sitting in the car, he scared probably.
Because when you was talking, all I could hear was, it was a setup.
Yeah.
The whole time you just said that, all I was hearing was, it was a setup.
Oh, wow.
And see, this is the thing. We all got to be careful, y'all, because people are doing some crazy stuff to get you out the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know if you strapped when you go to work or whatever, but you got to be careful with stuff like that. Because that stuff can be, if she would have carried on and then would have got you in matching her energy, it wouldn't have been good.
Nah.
It wouldn't have been good at all. Some bad stuff would have happened. So it was a setup. Yeah. But y'all protected you. He protected you. He sure did. All praise.
Yeah, because I got mad, boy. I was hot for a second. I was like, yo, I noticed she ain't talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? She smoking crack or something? I'm like, son, she tripping. And I called myself. I said, yo, Des, just calm down, man. It's all right, man. It's an enemy trying to set you up, put you in a situation. And that's right, exact Cuddy Properties. It was a setup. Because it didn't make no form of sense whatsoever. I'm just zoning out, just doing what I normally do. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm very careful when I'm driving those trucks, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's like driving a daggone bomb or something. You know what I'm saying? So all that metal, all that weight, you could kill somebody like that. So I'm very careful, meticulous about what I do when I'm in that truck. You know what I'm saying? So.
But it's like she said, it was a setup.
Yeah.
See, because if you would have went and engaged, then you would have got in trouble. That would have pulled Ash, because Ash ain't gonna stand to see all that go down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that would have pulled her to a whole nother. That's what the enemy doing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Distractions are everywhere.
Yeah, it's off the chain.
You probably heard that one. You would have heard that one.
Well, it would have been bad.
And the enemy was trying to pull you back to it.
Yeah.
And you was like, let me get this car. Let me get on back to work so I can get on out.
Yeah, I was just looking at her like she was crazy. The way she was raising y'all, not to keep harping on the way she was raising and carrying on. Yo, that was crazy. She was yelling.
And she was Butch.
Yeah, she was. It was Mike and Karen. Mike, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, and Karen. Cha cha cha.
No wonder.
I'm like, son, this shit, yo, she bugging. But yeah, I got out of it because she was, like I said, she was yelling, do your job. And she said some other choice words along with that. Like I said, I couldn't reason with her. She was bugging. I got right back in the truck. You know what I mean? But like I said, you know, even in that situation, I was so caught up in the kingdom things. That's just my focus right now. I'm not trying to get caught up and let nobody have me slip and lose what God was. I'm sorry, forgive me. Most High Yahweh was giving me. I mean, say God. I mean, say that y'all.
It's all good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to let nobody steal that from me, man.
Yeah.
I know sometimes I'm gonna mess up and drop the ball, but get back up again, dust yourself off, and keep it moving.
Absolutely.
Don't stay stuck in that. You know, I think the Most High for prophets too, because you know I would be hard on myself, man, and she would encourage me, as well as Big Cuz would encourage me to not stay so hard on myself. I was, no, I guess that came from my upbringing, because people was hard on me.
Yeah.
So I guess mentally, I kind of stuck with me. It's a good in a sense, and it's not good, because you're not careful, you can be stuck.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Condemning yourself. Go ahead, Cuz. You want to say something?
I just want to echo. I think
From the perspective of what you're saying, all of us are damaged goods. You see what I'm saying? And we're trying to recover. You know what I'm saying? So we have to give each other that pass, you know, because of the mere fact that we're trying to recover. You know, we have to take, you ain't going to take years of indoctrination and then get rid of it in a day. It ain't happening like that.
Right.
So it's a process that it's going to have to take for all of us. And we have to give each other that room. Now, what makes the process hard is when we try to take the information of those who are not you. It's just like me being not AKA African American or a Negro, and I'm of another persuasion, but I'm trying to identify with your struggle. There's no way that I can identify with your struggle, but that's what's been happening. Just like the people who stole your history, trying to teach you your history.
Right.
It don't work like that. You don't know anything about my history.
Because it was given us, not them.
Right.
They said, if you have I only known. We know them other nations.
Come on, sir. Now let me ask you this. Is the Most High, is he racist? Is he biased? Is he anti-Semitic?
Come on here.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to stop worrying about how they're going to react to us and how they're going to feel when we open our mouth with truth. You see what I'm saying? Because when we walk in truth, that's what we got to stand on. Brother Michael said that show me someone that will not stand for something, and I'll show you someone that will fall for anything. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
The problem with our people is that we ran out of gas. In the 60s, in the civil rights, we would die for the cause. We didn't have to go to no other nation for anything because we had it in our own community.
Right.
We took the advice of 1921. You know what I'm saying? We had everything that we need in our own community, but what happened was we got desirable. We the same stuff that happened in ancient times.
Yeah.
We wanted what they had because it looked good on this side of the track. But it wasn't for us.
Not at all.
We took their trophies, and now we still getting hung for it.
Yep.
Still getting hung out to dry.
Yep.
And listen, the beauty in which they have is temporary. After a few years, all of that goes shaggy.
The chapter we're about to go into next
Okay.
is Matt. No. Go ahead. You tell me what you gonna share. My bad. I just got excited. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, they're looking for the fountain of youth, but they know that the fountain of youth you possess. Look at you. Do you look your age?
No.
Listen, the only thing that will kill your Achilles heel is that you contaminated with their drugs, with their alcohol, with their chemicals. That takes your fountain of youth away.
Yeah.
I got people that I went to school with 56 years old, and they look like they're 80.
Dang.
You understand what I'm saying? Because they allow the chemicals of this world to contaminate. They compromise their fountain of youth.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the greatest people in the whole entire world? It's the one that we're trying to emulate. The world is trying to emulate us.
That's right. That's right.
You understand? They want your swag. They want, they used to pick at, you wearing people's hair and cutting all your hair off and putting designs in your head. You stop doing that. Now they doing it.
Yeah.
Seen a white woman had extensions in her hair.
Ain't that crazy?
Come on, people. What?
They hate you, but they want to be like you. Ain't that crazy?
Sorry.
As a survey says, Matthew chapter 6. No. I was excited, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's basically, like I said, it's simplicity of the gospel, man. Simplicity of the word, man. Ain't nothing complicated and deep. You know what I mean? It's just keeping it simple, man, and keeping our hearts towards the Father. That's it. Point blank, end of period. .com. So Matthew chapter 6, we're going to start at the 19th verse. When everybody's there, say Shema, say Khan, whatever, let me know. Okay.
Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Yes.
The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
Say that.
Wherefore, if God Elohim so clothed the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, or O ye of little faith? Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, nor what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof.
Yeah, so, it's just basically just keeping your heart and your mind again on the kingdom, man. You know what I mean? Because like you said, because all this stuff is temporary.
Right.
This is their heaven right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is their heaven. We have an eternal heaven. Their heaven is temporary.
Yeah.
It's going to burn up in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You know what I mean? This kingdom here is going to rot. It's going to rust. It's going to be rat infested and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Our kingdom's going to be free of all that mess.
Absolutely.
It's going to be pure. It's going to be clean. It's going to be beautified. That's what we got to keep our hopes towards, man. You know what I mean? If you really, really seeking those things, man, it's gonna compel you to push past the nonsense. You know what I mean? When you're being tempted, you're getting pushed to the left or to the right. Don't get it twisted. It's hard, these bodies. It's a war. It's a war against his flesh and spirit. So it's constantly gonna be a battle at times. That's why I keep saying, I say this all the time, fasting is very important, you know what I'm saying? To dampen this flesh down and kill this flesh, to put a subjection onto the Most High. So, you know what I mean? That spirit will override situations, you know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes too, you fast, I know with me, I'm be honest, be real with you, the ugliness comes out of me sometimes. I'm working and stuff like that. But it's to show me, son, you gotta work on this, man. You gotta get this out of here. You know what I mean? But all praises, I'm myself, I'm open to correction, open to subjection to the Most High, to where I allow him to just do what needs to be done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But like I said, it does take time, because that's all trauma you dealt with from all them years. Abuse from your peoples, your family, abuse from people on the streets, or whatever it may be. You said indoctrination and all that other garbage. All that stuff, man, it plagues you, man. So you gotta constantly, man, just allow the Father to heal you from that stuff, man. Because there's so much of it there. There's a lot of baggage from our history, from our past. But all praises, man.
All praises.
We have a way, we have a way of escaping, and we get that healing and that restoration, that living water. As I said, I watched that video with Cousin Ashleigh, man. I felt like I baptized in living water. Seen the elders speak, and that was blessed, man. That was blessed, man. So we will say the prophets.
Yeah, I was going to say that Yah has taught me over the years that's why I can say to other people, listen, yes, we all have baggage. Yes, we all have had things that happen in our life, in our past. But when Yah put you in a scenario of something that you've been through before, and you surpass it this time, he said celebrate that. He would tell me, you need to celebrate this.
Thank you.
Because, listen, I remember a time when I used to go there. I remember a time when I used to match that.
Right.
But I'm not matching it anymore. I am above it now.
Right.
And he's showing me that it's beneath me. So what I have to do now is I be like, oh, wow, thank you, Abba Yah. I don't celebrate me. I celebrate Yah because he's brought me from that.
Oh, wow.
And he's bringing me to other things. So that's when I was saying to you, we don't need to beat ourselves up if we fall. Right. Because he said that a just man shall fall 7 times.
That's right, facts.
A just man, right. Not an evil man, not a bad man, a just man shall fall 7 times.
Right.
We are his people.
That's right.
And the sheep of his pasture. So we that's where that depression comes. That's where that oppression comes. That's where that, I might as well go backwards because I done failed. No, you pick yourself up, you dust that mess off of you, and you keep walking.
You got that fire,
you
that
can't
word.
Stand, you
that
can't
word.
sit there in it.
The word gotta be alive in you, just like Jeremiah said. He said that words like fire shut up my bones.
Absolutely.
That fire and love towards the Most High and that reverence towards him,
right.
going to cause you not to go back because ain't nothing back there.
Exactly right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly right.
I was talking to Cuz yesterday, man. I don't know what man. Most High left and took the spirit from me, man. Ready to jump the bridge.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's a scary thing, man.
Yeah.
But it don't mean that you won't be tempted in that same area. That's the point. That's the point that I'm making. You will be tempted. He will tempt you. But Yah has just proven to him that you are better than that. You are no one. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yah is proving to us that we used to be that. It is beneath us.
Just like the situation that happened yesterday.
Right.
That was a prime example.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd have probably ran down on homegirl in him. I was a beast back in the days. But all praises, man, I overcome that struggle, man. I had a real high head temper. I would rip you from limb to limb. Keep it real. Yeah, go ahead.
What now do y'all say? I think I think, and I don't want to get in Moray's mess, because I know that's what happens. But listen,
for a lot of us as believers, not just as his chosen people, but as believers, this is what we did the same thing. We perpetuated the same thing in Christianity. We get comfortable with our walk because we have a certain status. Right. Or we get overzealous because we know a little bit, right? We get comfortable in that. And the enemy eats us up. Because when we get comfortable, that means we let down our guard because we're focused on one thing.
Oh, facts.
You follow what I'm saying? And so we find ourselves always getting overwhelmed with the problems of this life. And then we wonder why instead of moving forward, we jumping backwards. You know what I'm saying? But it's the mere fact that we let down our guard because we got real comfortable with our present status.
Right.
Our certain mindset. But see, we got to, and I'm learning this, we have to always be on a seed or a sense of urgency to the point where at any minute, the enemy is going to try us. We got to be ready at all costs. We got to be ready. Just like you had no idea when you woke up the other morning, yesterday morning, kissed your baby, kissed the little baby, got into the car and rode to your job, got into your truck, warmed your truck up, and then took off to your assignment. You had no idea what was in store for you, right?
Heck no.
This is what I'm saying.
Like comfortability, like you said, I'll do that route every Friday. I don't run into no issues over there. People are pretty friendly, believe it or not, in Pleasant Garden. I don't never run into no problems over there.
You remember what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was bugged out. Man. I said, yo, what?
had you said, you know what, Ashleigh, I don't know what this day's going to hold for me, but I need you to cover me. Let's pray. You know what I'm saying? But we don't think like that.
Nah.
Because we ain't been trained to think like that. We think that whatever status, whatever high that we had before, that's going to cover us. But it's not. It's just like a natural drug. It only lasts for a certain amount of time, and after that, it just kind of eases off. That's why we need each other. That's why we got to grow on each other. That's why the scripture said that iron sharpeneth iron. We need each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If we don't have that, then we're just like open season.
Rabbit season, duck season. Nah, fact. You want to say something, sis?
Yes, sir. Shalom. Just to land back on what Nabia was saying. 4 years ago, actually on my same job, 4 years ago, I had dealings with this lady on the job. She was literally like a workplace bully. You know what I'm saying? She had an attitude. She, giving everybody problems and stuff, and everybody was like scared of her, but no, I wasn't. I gave her what for, let her know, you come at me, gonna get back what you get, what you gave me. And one day, like I said, she was the bully.
Right.
Okay, she was very obnoxious and just me over-talk you and everything. She was just a very obnoxious person and talk to you in any kind of way.
Right.
So we was in a meeting one day, and of course the nursing managers was there, and I brought up, so I was like, I'm gonna make it generalized, not gonna single anybody out. I'm just gonna make it generalized, like maybe if people would do this or do that and everything. And I tried to keep it general and, smooth. But of course the nursing manager had to say, well, so can you be specific? What is it?
Right.
When she said that, it just fell out of my mouth like diarrhea. It all came out. And they was like, it just and they like, okay, we got to stop the meeting. We have to stop. Let's calm down and everything. So after that, I went upstairs. Of course, they ain't got a call. So we just need you to calm down to HR. It's nothing bad. But we just want to talk about the incident that happened during the meeting.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I'm going to be honest. I looked into my savings account. Okay, just in case. I'm straight. Just in case. I went down there to
Military
I
coming
went
out.
down there to HR. Well, she was sitting there. Oh, I'm sorry. In the meeting, she started breaking down crying when I went off.
She's like, I feel bullied. You know, I'm feeling bullied right now. She was manipulative. I know the game. So when I ended up going down there to HR, me and her sitting in front of the nursing manager, of course she got big and bold. Well, do you have anything to say now, Sybil? You had a lot to say to me. I said, don't come at me like that, girl. Don't come at me like that. I don't care if this management standing right, sitting right here. I lit her up in front of the management. I lit her up. I'm not saying I'm proud of what I did, but I continue to lit her up and let her know, oh, I'm scared now. I'm in front of the manager. I still continue to let her behind her, and I let her know the what, boy, you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. But I'm telling you something, you're not gonna mess with my money. So we gonna get along. From this day forward, we gonna get along. We gonna get along, because you ain't gonna mess with my money. And after that, they was like, okay, well, you know, going forward, we just, you know, we need to get along and blah, 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 blah. And then, so of course, we left the meeting, and when I looked back to say bye to the manager and stuff, they back there laughing. They were laughing because they knew her character. They knew what it was.
They knew what time it is.
Right, they knew what she was about.
She's being a Karen.
She was angry at the world and taking it out on me, you know, working out her demons on me. Yeah. Fast forward now I'm dealing with the same type of person.
Oh, wow.
But you know what? I recognize it, and I started laughing now. I didn't let my guard down. You know, because, you know, sometimes, you know, us women, sometimes our hormones be all out of whack, and they catch off guard, and, you know, just that fast. You know, stuff click just that fast. Yeah. But now I'm more in a better place where I know how to, like, I'm not going to go out like that anymore. Right. I can handle it better, but I know self-control. But I still had to set my boundaries with this one, too. I had to set my boundaries.
That's what's up.
Hey, could I say something?
Go ahead, fam.
This is the piggyback on what you were saying earlier. Precept. Psalms. I'm sorry. This is
You ain't good, Bob.
Psalms 141 and 9.
141 now. Okay.
Yeah. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. So.
All praises, all praises. Time for that word, fam. All praises. Yeah, that's what it is, man. So we gotta stay focused on our things, man. So do that, man. He navigate you how to deal with situations, how to go about it in the right manner. You got something to say out? Yeah, the mic.
And forgive me for I'm coming into the discussion late, but if I am comprehending properly, we're talking about life situations right now in this portion. Things can come up. Maisha actually, she has a ministry that she does when life happens, and it sounds like a when life happens situation happened. You was maybe yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday, and we hear our sister over there. That was a life happens moment. Prophetess was mentioning something in the past that is a when life happens, these things come up. And what we call it, lammy back? Lammy back off of what Moray said.
Right.
We get comfortable. We get laxated. And if we're not mighty careful, but if we can remember and keep, the scriptures talk about praying without ceasing. Proverbs tells us, I think it's Proverbs 3, it tells us, acknowledge him in all our ways. Yes, sir. Right. That must be a daily journey. And in this day and time, you need to hear this, in this day and time, it is a every second that you are conscious. Yeah. Hello, somebody. When you go to sleep, you need to acknowledge him. When you wake up, you need to acknowledge him. And every second that you can recall from the point you get up out that bed to the point you make it back to that bed, you need to acknowledge him. Because that is how the enemy's tactics are coming against the people of Yasharel, for we have this truth in us. They don't like that. They want us to stay asleep. They want us to stay weak-backed and
they want us to stay sold out. But we must keep these scriptures in mind and have the sheep mentality. What is the difference between a sheep and a goat? A goat, you can tell a goat wisdom, knowledge, understanding, they'll buck it every time. But a sheep, they know, well, I can't clean myself off. We don't talk about a natural sheep. Let's say we are the sheep of his pasture, right? A sheep can't, its arm's too short. It can't cut its own wool. It might shed some, but it can't cut its own wool. It can't clean itself. It may need to go find pasture to get itself fed, keep it from hurt, harm, and danger. That we must have that mentality that I must always acknowledge him. I must have the prayerful mindset to always acknowledge him in all my ways that I go. Because at any given moment, a life happens moment can happen to us. And if we're not mighty careful, we will react in the old man as opposed to the new man.
Come on, sir.
I knew this morning that certain things would try to come up against me. So I started praying on yesterday. Help me, because I'm like you, I can be a beast, okay? And I keep that, I don't like that monster. I really don't like it. Hear me, men. One of my favorite characters from Marvel is the Hulk.
It's called me Black Hulk back in the day.
See what I'm saying? But when I really studied the Hulk out, I know why I was so attracted to the Hulk. The Hulk is in the rage embodied. That's what the Hulk really is. Uncontrollable rage embodied. The embodiment of uncontrollable rage. And because of our trauma, things that we've been through, things that we all have to deal with to this day. Let's put the Hebrew thing to the side. To what we have to do as a diaspora in this country. But then you top it off with the Hebrew thing, oh, they really don't like us now. And if we don't stay on our guard, the life happens moments can happen to us. These moments happen to me. I was able, I'm going to share this and I'm going to digress. I forgot to bring a prop with me. I had a visual prop. My Isha, she looked for it. She got it. 24-hour ordered it because I asked her about it too late. But she was worked it out because that's what she do. When I say she's my secretary, I mean that thing, y'all. You give her the seed, she going to make that thing multiply. Oh, glory. But I forgot it.
Man, it's all good, fam. It's all good. It's all good.
And it is a blessing because I was able to laugh.
Right.
And she knew something, and she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Don't even." I said, "Forget about it." I'm laughing about it on the inside. Why? But if I wouldn't have started praying about it on yesterday, that thing would have twisted me inside and out.
Right.
Because that's the kind of person I am. When I fall out of my order, it can mess up my whole day.
Right.
But because I knew, I said, no, I see that. Let me start praying over here because I see that down there. Whatever it is, I can see it.
That's the sermon.
So I started praying without ceasing. I just mentioned it. And if we're not careful, if we're not careful, we get comfortable and we forget that these things happen. I don't care how many times you run that route. Every day, his mercies are renewed. So every day, the enemy got another chance to disturb that mercy that is renewed upon us every day. I could keep running my mouth. I digress.
You want to say something, Bethany? All right.
Because he was teaching me yesterday night about how he wanted me to get out of my own way and showing me how I'm in my own way, and that's why things ain't working out.
Right.
When the Most High gets a hold of you, he's building that foundation. He don't need your hands in it. He needs you to go fix yourself and follow the instructions that he gave you to do.
Thanks.
And when he got a hold of me, chipping away off my rough edges, when you sit back and you do some deep self-reflection, talk about soul-searching, you come to find out you the problem.
Yeah.
When the Most High pointed me out, he took me back to my childhood. Yeah, they're to blame for that, but anything outside of that, that's on you. So how long are you going to keep saying this sob story about your situation, get up and do something about it? It's time to stop grinding over it.
You gotta die to self, sister.
So when are you going to start doing what you got to do and get back into the calling that I told you to do? You're gonna keep running from me?
Yeah, you gotta die to self. Gotta die daily.
I digress that from
And
there.
let that corn fall to the ground, let it die, that it may bear forth that fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, fast is important, man. This is why we have to fast on a daily basis to mortify this flesh, because it will get in the way, it will hold you back, you know, at times, and it cause more disturbance than, you know what I'm saying, than what the Most High intended for you.
Okay.
You got something you gotta say? Got the mic in your hand. Oh, okay, my bad. But Dig, I'm gonna proceed on, family, because I know we kind of living on. Well, 12:30 is it, right? 12:30 is over, right? Yeah, we gotta proceed on, man. Let's dig. Let me just see here. Let me see. Read Matthew chapter 5, babe, starting the 3rd verse to the 16th verse. When everybody's there, say, "Con." I said, "Simplicity of the gospel, peoples." Matthew chapter 5, verses 3. Everybody there?
Con.
All right. Go ahead, babe. Read 16, Matthew chapter 5.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
Yes.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Elohim. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Elohim. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Supposed to go to 16. Was it 16? Yeah, 3:16, babe.
Oh, okay.
My bad. I thought I
No,
was
it's my
on.
fault.
Oh, okay. What you know?
Ye are it was a break.
Yeah. A breathing moment. Go ahead.
Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
So yeah, you paused on that one thing about what was it? Was it 12? Oh yeah, it said, "Rejoice, be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven." Oh no. It's blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you for and shall say all manner against evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So, your situation, Rosario situation, other situations where you know what I mean, you got people just, managers or whatever have you, just doing some foul stuff, trying to make you look some type of way, and just doing you wrongly, you know what I mean? And you standing on faith in the Most High, allow Him to just keep you in that place, and you know what I mean? You see the fruits of it. Like a situation at her job, she got done dirty by these people. You know what I mean? Those certain ones knows about the story. They done, she got done dirty. But all praise to the Most High, that place is falling into shambles now. You know what I mean? She was the glue in that situation. But they turned against her, did her foul for no rhyme or reason, because it's a spiritual hatred. And they paid for it, you know what I'm saying? That place is going into shambles. You reap what you sow. You want to say something, babe?
It's a long story. But just to wrap it up, just kind of like, not wrap it up, but keep it short. I think, I know, obedience is the most important thing, because sometimes, just like we read right here, you may be led to do something. Well, first, go to the Most High and seek guidance. But if He's leading you in a certain direction, people might think you're crazy. It may not even make sense. But it's important to be obedient. No matter, what we just read, 11, 12, say different things about you, or pretty much think you crazy, persecute you. But yeah, it all works out, because he knows what's best for you. So, yeah. But I guess I should probably say a little bit more about the situation. But okay. At my previous job, I didn't resign. I resigned the second of the month. So, but I was on leave for about 2 months, and what popped everything off was one of my colleagues. We were pretty much on the kind of the same level, but they brought somebody else in for me to report to. But at one point, we was reporting to the same person. But in a meeting, he made the comment, pretty much run him down and whip him, referring to other employees that didn't align to his process. And I pretty much raised hell, and it was a lot of gaslighting going on from leadership, and it got taken to HR and everything, and even the director was offering to elevate me and all of that, just to keep me quiet and look the other way, and all of that. But and after much prayer and I'm not even a lot of stressing and anxiety, for about 2 weeks, because honestly, I just wanted to kind of document it and go on about my business and, keep my job, and, there's certain things I like to buy, and certain lifestyle and things I like to do, and I like to go places, and yeah, I just wanted to stay and keep the money and just, keep doing what I was doing. But I did go to the Most High, and I do remember, like, crying out to him and just, what do I do? If you want me to take this further, just give me the sign or let me know what to do, and I'm gonna take the ball and run with it. And for the next week, I was waking up like 1 o'clock in the morning, like I was so consumed, and it didn't even make sense. I'm like, why is this affecting me like this? This is how these people are. Like, a whole bunch of things were running through my mind, but I kind of took that as a sign that he was trying to get me to move and not be comfortable in the situation and do something about it. It was sort of like, when Jeremiah says, like, a fire shut up in your bones. It was like that for like 2 months. Like, I was trying to fight it. Like, I did not want to take it further, really, but it was just bothering me so bad where I had to. And, everybody I talked to, they're like, most of the time the reaction I get is like, that's how they are. Like, I wouldn't have took it that far. I wouldn't have, I would have just done this or that, or, but I felt like I had to be obedient, and I was like, I'm gonna take it as far as I can take it. And HR said, and my main goal, I wanted them gone. Well, the director and the person that said it, because the director kind of was reframing it as a cultural differences issue and not the fact that it was, kind of racial harassment, saying run them down and whip them. And because the guy called me and he was apologizing, and when he apologized, he said, "Oh, it's my culture. That's something we say. We say run them down and whip them."
Nah, son.
And then the director took that and she made that the face of it, and it's a cultural differences issue. In his culture, it's okay. In your culture, it's offensive. So nobody's kind of wrong in the situation type thing. And almost kind of having me question if I should even be offended or not. Well, I mean, it's his culture. They say, well, it did come from an ill-intended place and all of that, but I know it did because I worked with him, and I knew when he said it, immediately when he said it, I knew he wasn't playing, and I know he has the character to try and punish people for doing stuff he don't like at work. And, but yeah, long story short, I'm starting to see now why I was kind of led to leave and kind of take it further. So, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just being obedient, like. But yeah, so Most High will and everything will work out. I do have faith that it will. Still looking for another job. You know, but I did have to resign without having anything else lined up, and you know, I just had to do what I had to do. It probably sounds crazy to a lot of people; they don't understand it. But yeah, it is what it is.
Sound like a lawsuit to me.
That part right there. Ding, 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 ding.
Hostile work
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, I was gonna Ricky, you gonna pay me for pinch for that, you know what I'm saying? Because she's just working, doing her thing, handling her business. And that dude that was talking that nonsense, he's not even a boss. Oh, this clown talking all this mess like he could do it on the throne. He's just a peon. You kidding me? It's crazy, man. But yeah, man, we're gonna proceed on though. The Bible got this, you know what I mean? No doubt. We're gonna proceed on Proverbs chapter 4. 23rd verse, a quick verse. Talk about what we're talking about here. Go ahead, babe, whenever you get a chance. Proverbs chapter 4, 23rd. I'll read it. I'm gonna read it, all right? All right, when everybody's there, Proverbs 4, verses 23. Okay. And it reads, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it all the issues of life. So it's about, you know, like I said, it's about keeping your heart, because things going to come at you. Eyes going to be thrown at you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Through people, through situations. The enemy will probably, you know, will go to the Most High, probably put you in a situation the way you start looking at the Most High with another eye or side eye, something like that. Well, I just got to go down like this, Father. You know what I mean? The ultimate gain is to get you to turn against the Most High. You know what I mean? That's why, again, lay your treasures up in heaven with no moth, no dust, no rats, no roaches, and none of that mess up there. You know what I'm saying? It's just clean, it's pure, and it's where where it be to your liking. You know what I mean? When you be amongst our ancestors, amongst the Father, amongst the Mashiach. You know what I mean? There's nothing greater than that. You know what I mean? This is these other people's heavens. This is not our heaven. This is why we're not really content here. Because why? We have something else greater, way greater than this. You know what I mean? So keep your heart in all deals and keep your mind towards the eternal things. And through that love and that reverence towards the Father is going to keep you in line and hold this, and provoke you to hold yourself accountable for things that's not right. You know what I'm saying? You want to say something there, Al?
Yes, sir. When we read Proverbs 1 through 9, that is wisdom speaking its loudest to us. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. Put away from you a deceitful mouth, and put perverse lips far from you. Right. Let your eyes look straight ahead, and your eyelids look right before you. A lot of times we take that as ourselves, and it's true. We first we take self-perspective when we read the scriptures for one's self. But at the same time, that also means those around you. And why I bring this out is it sounded a lot like your Isha's situation. She was put in a situation where the perverse mouth and the deceitfulness was all around her. Right. And they also wanted her to partake in it. They wanted her to go to sleep in it. Oh, just go along to get along. Yeah. It's all right. I got a pill to play for you too. We'll offer you a promotion. We'll give you a little bit more cash. Yeah. And that's how they do. They get you to settle. Right. And once you settle for any type of situation, it becomes transgression. Right, facts. That's why it was going against the nature that Abba Yah has now placed in her. I told you, when this brew thing come upon us, they don't like us. Right. And she had to get away from that situation because the Ruach had raised up in her. You got to get away from this situation. Take a stand. And whenever we take a stand, we trust in him and we acknowledge him in all our ways. It's going to work out because we can't be around that.
Oh, praise. You want to say something, sis?
Last year I was in a similar situation. was still working at this place, and only got 1 week of training before I knew it was like the two people that was supposed to be training me left. So I was stuck there running the shift. So then they started hiring new people coming in, and one situation where you're supposed to check in and check out and be aware of the patients that are coming in. And this particular coworker of mine forgot that there was a patient out there that had been sick for 45 minutes.
Damn.
So I am this lady to let her know that this patient had been sitting out there for 45 minutes, and she was like, I can't see this patient.
Right.
So I had to let the coworker know, and I was explaining to her that it wasn't all her fault, because not just we supposed to be looking for the patients that's supposed to come in, but the PTs and the PTAs are supposed to be watching as well. So as I was, bent over to whisper in her ear, because there was patients out there, her response was, "Why are you all up in my face? Get back." And I'm like, huh? So I just backed away. I didn't say anything. So later on I explained to her the reason why I was in her face the way I was because there was patients out there that didn't need to hear our conversation, and I was letting her know that it wasn't her fault. Well, 2 weeks later, I had got an email stating that this person was offended by me, so we had to have a meeting. So supervisor came, we went back there to the back, and she was like, "I don't like working with her." And I'm like, "Well, what did I do to you?" And she says, I'm not sure. In other words, she was saying that I was overbearing. And I said, "Well, I'm sorry." I said, "I never knew that I was overbearing to you." And I said, "Whatever I have ever done to you from the bottom of my heart, please forgive me. I don't want to accept your apology." And I said, I'm looking at the supervisor. I said, "Now, from my heart, I'm apologizing to her, but what are we going to go from here?" I said, "Because we have to communicate, because we have patients coming in, we have other people talking to us, so we have to be able to communicate." She said, "Well, I'm not going to do anything with her. The only way we're going to communicate is I'm going to write on the left." I said, "No, that's unacceptable." And even the supervisor was like, that was unacceptable. And I was like, "Well, where do we go from here?" So she was like, she mentioned me being a Christian at the time. And she says, "I've seen Christians all my life, they ain't nothing but devils." So there was another strike. And I said, well, I looked at my supervisor and I said, "Well, what at this point are we going to do about this situation?" I said, "I'm not losing my job over her. She's not worth that." I said, "But I'm not going to speak to her. I'm not going to talk to her, because that's part of our job." And at that point, my supervisor was almost agreeing to the point where it was okay for us to kind of write letters to kind of, give her the show or whatever else to let her have it. Before I know that part in the scripture where it says, "Keep your heart with diligence, and from out of it are the issues of life." Yeah. At that point, I began the ruach raised up in me, and before I know it, I was speaking in the spirit. And I said, "You know what?" I looked at her, and I said, "The spirit of the devil, you do not rule in here. I'm not going to allow you to control the situation. But I know that y'all was dealing with me, because the old Kenny would have flipped on her. But there was some type of, he had put some kind of compassion, his compassion in me. Because I got up and I went and talked to the guy that was over everything. And I said, by that time, I'm crying because I'm hurt. because I never knew that this is how she felt about me. When I said, we have had conversations. You knew when I had my wreck. You knew what I was going through. You knew, other things. I said, I thought we was cool, but I had to realize you can't be cool with them. Nah. They don't like you. They just smile and grin in your face because they have to.
Right.
So when I went in there and I explained to him, he says, that's unacceptable. He said, how are you not going to be able to communicate with her? That's her job. Right. So we was all in the office, and he decided to say, well, we're going to try to get her some help so that she can be able to go to human resources so she could talk about her issue, because she definitely had an issue. And I was like, well, can I go home today? Because I'm not going to be able to deal with this. And I told him this. I said, well, if this is how y'all want to run this, because at that time she was full-time and I was a part-time employee, she had rank over me. And because she had rank over me, I had to take the back seat. So what I had to do was move from the front desk to go to the back to satisfy everybody else in the facility. Because again, they didn't want no drama. They didn't want it to be about racism. They didn't want it to be about prejudice. They didn't want it to be about that. But I had to sit in that seat. I had to sit in that seat. Every day I walked in those doors and I put on a smile. And my supervisor looked at me, he says, I have never seen you in no shape, form, or fashion be disrespectful to no patient or employee. Or the workers. Everybody in here says you have a sweet spirit. You bring your presence, change the atmosphere. Wow. But you know what? Again, I had to sit back. And the same supervisor that was sitting there was was telling me, why don't you, I got another place for you to go to. Why don't you just think about it? There's a place in Montsville. They hiring, they need somebody. But why have to leave my comfort zone because to please her? Right. Why have to leave where I was here first, although I wasn't full-time? I stood here when everybody else left. Yeah, right. Why I had to wait for everybody else to come in here and take their rightful seat, but I had to sit back. And then I had my PTs come and just pat me on the back. One day I sat back there and I was like, I just cannot believe this. Sometimes, reality hits you and you sitting there, you just looking at everybody else around you. They know what was going on because word of mouth, it gets around. Right. And they was comfortable about her sitting there writing letters to me for a patient to check in or to check out or put in whatever I needed to do on the computer. I was fine with that. Right. So I say all that to say I understand that place where, where when he puts you in a place like that, it doesn't feel good. I had just had a wreck. I was still dealing with muscle spasms. I never missed a day out of work, although I was although I was hurt in my lower back, just to go there. But I say all that to say now I'm in a different facility. I'm all by myself. I don't have to deal with them no more. I don't have to deal with them no more. But another situation happened where most of us was dealing with some money. So whenever you are back and forth, when you're a PRN, you are not at a facility all the time, so you back and forth. Right. So what that being said was they was dealing with money. And so whenever it came down to dealing with money, $200 and some got missing. Oh, wow. But because I was part of it, we all was investigating. Wow. That's crazy. So what they wanted us to do is to call it, just to tell one another to say, okay, well, who stole the money? Right. Are you having hard times? I said, yeah, I done had hard times, but I ain't stealing no $200. Right, that ain't enough money to steal. Right. That's crazy. So I say all that to say that when I moved to this other facility, of course my kind is only there, right? Wow. So we was having a grand opening, and then the big man over everything came in there. And so he's in there, he's talking to all the other kind, and he boldly say to my supervisor, are y'all making sure she's counting my money and doing a deposit every day? What? Yeah. He never looked at me in my face. He never even spoke. He never even acknowledged that I was even there. I had to work, but I still smiled. Because you know what? The Yah in me, he's bigger than that. He's bigger than that. But later on, I called my supervisor and I said, oh, I heard this smart comment. I said, but you know what? It's all good. I said, he never acknowledged me. And I said, and you know why he mentioned about the deposit? I said, because it was only 4 black women. I was one of them. I said, he remembered me. I said, but I never took nobody's money because that's not my character and it doesn't belong to me. Wow. I said, but he's still holding on to that. I said, but he don't mind me sitting behind here doing his work. Right. But he still is not going to acknowledge the fact that I'm black. Everybody else around him is his kind and didn't respect the fact of who I was. Right. And so she was like, well, I am such and such, such and such. And I said, you don't have a clue. Right. You can't even put yourself in my shoes. Right. Don't even go there. I just wanted you to know that I know. And I saw what he was doing. I said, but I'm good. I said, all is well, all is well. So I say all that to say is that whenever Yah is doing something in you, sometimes you got to sit in that seat and it gets hot.
Yeah, 10-4.
It gets hot. You might not like what they're doing, you might not like what they're saying, but you got to stand strong for what Yah has put in you. The old Kenya would have showed out. Right. But the Yah that lived in me, she was showing me, okay, you bigger than that. Right. Let me shine through you. Let the world see who I am through you. I do.
So let me say this right quick. So y'all be careful of what you say because you don't want it to come back on your job to hunt you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you let them know where you worship or anything like that, but if they run across jobs that's been known to try to take that and use it against you. With that being said, now I can get the mic. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Let me say this one.
Yeah.
Part of what we're talking about is being mindful. We must always, everybody in here that's going to speak up and say something, we must be mindful. We're on a public platform. And it's being recorded. And live. And not only live, but it is recorded. I can go back, let's say things go on for another 10 years.
Yeah.
I can pull this up 10 years later.
Yeah. Right.
I can go find content 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So everything is being recorded.
Yeah.
So we must always be mindful of what we're speaking. Yeah. Because it can come back to haunt you. Yeah. And that's why I was talking about these brood, who we are, they hate the awakening. Why would an ex-Jewish leader in Florida at a panel, I don't even know what the whole panel was about, but if you look at it, I think she's ex-Jewish military, but she's either military or a dignitary. She said the biggest threat to Israel. This is in live time, y'all, recently. The biggest threat to Israel are basically young black Hebrews.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said that. Why would you? All these wars going on. Y'all warring with Palestine right now.
Yeah.
But you gonna come say in America the biggest threat? Y'all in war right now.
Yeah.
But the biggest threat is our young men. And what do you qualify as young men? Because I'm still called a young man. So what is qualified? So basically anything that's qualified as a black male who calls himself a Israelite is a threat to their so-called country.
Yeah.
That's powerful to me.
They know it's coming. They know it's coming.
Just to land me back off of what Morey said, ain't it amazing how, even with Sister Ashleigh and Nabi, their testimonies, and how that is just like Morey said, it's just straight discrimination. That's a lawsuit, right? but you're expendable. So they feel like they can say anything and there's no repercussions. These fools in New York digging tunnels in New York.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? With baby strollers and mattresses with some type of residue on it. You know what I'm saying? And then they say, well, it was just seven young men that was doing that. That was months of digging. And listen, blocks in New York is not like down here in the country. When you look at that map and how they dug from the synagogue all the way, you see the houses, the developments that they had to go up under. People said that they're hearing Yiddish, people talking Yiddish, and they're looking around trying to figure out where it's coming from, and they up under them. They would have killed all of y'all Negroes.
And that can make all them buildings fall. That's structural.
Exactly. My point is this. They took pews and threw them at the police officers, using them as rams. Now, the response of the police officers was mace. And when I say mace, I'm not talking about running up on them. They running backwards like this. Well, they said it was confetti too. It wasn't really mace. But my point is this. We are living off of a different system when it comes to them. And when it comes to our legal right, I think Morai said it some years ago, if we don't know these laws, know their laws, because they don't even know their laws. The high-ups, no, I just watched a court case, and one of the white gentlemen came in court, right? And I forgot what he was being prosecuted for. I think it was dealing with tax evasion, right? But he started talking laws. He started throwing laws out, and he started saying that, because she was saying about the jury, and he said, oh, they can't judge me because they are voters. They're signed. They can't judge. You can't put them against me to judge my situation. And then he started throwing all these section of penal codes up, right? The judge had to get up and walk out. She said, I have to take a break. What in the world? So I said that to say this. If we don't learn their system and learn their system well, then by us being Israelites, us talking Israelite, all that don't mean nothing to them. If we don't really know their system, we can be proud of who we are, but you at least got to know their language.
That's part of being Israel.
Israel is supposed to be masters of the law. The Bible is a law book, quiet as it's kept. So anybody supposed to understand the law is supposed to be us. The Jewish people have taken that up, and a lot of them study law. You got a lot of Jewish lawyers because they understand that it goes hand in hand with the scriptures. We have to understand law. We are the masters of the law because Yah gave us dominion, and we're supposed to be making the laws. So we have to understand the laws. So not just the biblical laws, because their laws are really based on biblical laws, which makes it even easier for us to understand if we know what we're doing. So, yeah, we need to understand their laws and use it to our benefit.
Come on. What was that time? Dang. All right, that's it. All right, I'm gonna share one more script, and I'm gonna shut it down. All right, 2 Corinthians.
You had somebody else who wanted to share.
Huh? All right.
Okay.
Mom, sis, what's happening?
I was just chilling. Everybody was talking. I was like, okay, I'll wait. I just wanted to go back to say, kind of, maybe back on things that y'all were sharing, and say that we got to realize we're in a pressure cooker. A lot of times, we don't, even in our imperfections, because we all know our flaws, there's a light that's in us. They see it everywhere we go, on our jobs, everywhere we are, they see it. And it disturbs their demons. So we in this pressure cooker. And what I have to be reminded, because also my testimony is like the brother, same thing, hot-headed, right? And so I know I'm delivered from that. And I keep reminding House of Time, I'm delivered from that while I'm in this pressure cooker. I have to keep reminding him that. The scripture that you said, dang, I lost it again, y'all. I had it like 3 times. But back in Matthew, when it talks about being blessed, sometimes I have to stop everything I'm doing and go back to that. Blessed are you for righteousness' sake. You are blessed because you're being persecuted. I have to go back and read that over and over. I have to keep praying. Create in me a clean heart and renew the right heart within me. Because we are in the world and people just hate us because of that. So there's a light in us. They don't like if we intelligent, if we know how to do a job well, all of these things, because we're not supposed to be able to do those things, right? We're supposed to be so low. And so we have to remember that we're in that pressure cooker and go back to this word and meditate on this word. And then sometimes the Most High will reverse it, because they'll come back if we can show them compassion. So something that you said, Navi said here about how she had to show compassion, I've seen that. That was one of the hardest things to do, though, to show that compassion. But the Most High will sit on you and allow you to show compassion, and then they'll come back to you. You know, and so this is something that we got to remember, because we are the light, that we're going to be dealing with stuff like that. So I just wanted to encourage people, go back to the word and keep going back to the word, because this stuff is going to keep happening to us.
Yeah, facts on that. All right, Dave, I know I gotta shut things down or whatever, go to the word. So I'm gonna read this last scripture, the other scripture, y'all can just meditate on your own time. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 15 through 18. I'll just read it, all right? And it reads, "For all things are for your sakes, that the abundant, I said abundant, I'm sorry, Shalaki family. Abundant grace might, through the thanksgiving of many, redound." That's what I think I got mixed up with. "To the glory of the Most High, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish," just like you just speaking about, sis, "yet the inward man is renewed day by day." That light is getting brighter and brighter as you just pressing through and seeking the Most High. For our light afflictions, which are but for a moment," man, you do not feel far from life, "working for us a far more exceed and eternal weight of glory. But while we look not at the things which are seen, but which the things that are not seen, for the things that are seen are temporal," like this world we see right now, "but the things which are not seen are eternal." You know what I'm saying? That's stuff we can't see. You know, you use that vision the Most High gave you about the eternal, where that kingdom where there's no moth, dust, no rats, no roaches, none of that garbage up in there, you know what I mean? It's just pure, it's clean, it's all that good stuff, transparent gold, and you see the walls and all the rubies and all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? You don't got that down here. You got the rats, the roaches, vermin, and everything else going along with that. Filth, you know what I'm saying? So we got something really good, really good to look forward to, man. And all praises, man. David, y'all get some spare time, read Psalm 51. It's about our forefather David. About his zeal, his compassion, and his love towards the Most High. He slipped up here and there, you know that. I would spank him and dealt with him with it. But so be it. He kept pushing and being the man of Yah he was called to be, you know what I'm saying? So y'all get some downtime, whatever, read Psalm 51, some familiar scripture I'm sure y'all know about, just to refresh yourself. All right, go ahead. Land me back.
I have been through a lot of stuff on, working, y'all know what I'm talking about. But Yah gave me Colossians 3:23. 3:23. Whatever you do, work as it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. And basically,
narrowing it down, just do whatever you do it unto to Yah. Because at the end, He's going to give you a reward. And so that's what I had to hold on to, because, yeah, that flesh want to rise up sometime. Yes. And that was my strength to get through it. So that was just something to encourage you.
All praise, all praises. All praises, family. Well, daggone. Everybody's blessed by the teaching and the word. You know what I mean? All praise. You know what I mean? I don't be studying and doing all this other stuff. God was giving me that morning. Bang, hey, say this right here. And I just I write it down. I come in. I do my thing. You know what I mean? You don't need to do all. I mean, I'll put you on to do all that studying before you share something. You know, it's cool, but all praises, man. Every time I come up here, man, He's give me a word, I speak it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. All praises, man. I hope everybody's blessed by the teaching between me and my beautiful better half, my friend. And I digress. I want to share something though. Shalom to the media and all that. Yo, hope y'all was blessed as well. You know, y'all take time, your own time to read and rightly divide the word. You know, allow the Most High to illuminate your understanding. You know, put your own understanding aside. Say, Abba, Father, give me your wisdom. Give me your understanding. And your eyes will be illuminated to where you get that understanding and you can rightly divide that word, precept upon precept. I want to say that, and I digress, but can you cut the cameras off the wire? Because I want something I want to share with everybody.